All right. This video is going to be on two topics. I've kind of paired them together. I think they're obviously slightly different, but you could kind of see them in the kind of same sense of of the word fitness and how they're related to each other. Okay, the first one's mind focus, and the other one would be committing to an exercise or particular movement. Let me talk first on mind focus. I'm not going to make this a motivational video, but I think I've got one in mind for later on in the next few weeks. But mind focus. My mind focus, let me talk about myself. My mind focus is unreal. I don't know where it came from. I don't know how it started, but I walk into the gym and I feel like a beast. Um, I think most people in the gym probably think I'm a snob, but I still talk to people who I'm kind of cool with. So I'm not gonna go around like a cold call salesman and start chatting away. It ain't no social club. That's what you should remember, and that's what I think a lot of people seem to forget. You've signed up to the gym to create either the body of your dreams or the fitness that you've always uh, reveled. Uh, you've always lost my train of thought now. Anyways, I'm not gonna cut the video. I'm gonna carry on. Yeah, mind focus. When you come into the gym, what are you switched on? I'd love you to ask yourself that and honestly answer. Because when I come into the gym and my headphones go in, I'm tuned. I'm tuned. It's almost like I'm tuned to Beast Radio. And eye contact is very, very rare. And eye contact, which I do get, probably I get a smile or and just carry on. Unless I'm training with one or two other people, then yeah, it's a bit more kind of subdued. But usually when I'm training with myself, it's beasting out session. And I don't. People look at me and think, and people have asked me back, still do these days. Oh, oh, you got a great body. Shit, I wish I had a body like yours. Oh, so much hard work, right? How do you eat? You must diet so much. I don't go overboard on most things. I just come into the gym and I fucking kill it. I leave everything on that weight floor. So when I'm walking out the gym, in most cases, I have no regrets because I've done what I came in to do. And I just wish that a lot more people had that kind of frame of mind because sometimes I see people come into the gym and I even talked to a friend the other day. Um, I've seen people come in and I saw this dude a few months ago come in with a laptop and just flipped it, whipped it out in the weight section, put it on the bench, and they're doing spreadsheets on the bench, taking off the bench and just creating that atmosphere just gets focus people down. I mean, there's a seating area downstairs. Why wouldn't you think of making yourself scarce if you're not really switched on to the actual task of the gym being open? So, anyways, mind. I'm gonna ramble on a little bit, but it's still a lot of fun. Another thing with mind focus I'm gonna touch on is I wonder if you have joined the group of people who once you pick up a weight and you do a few reps and the moment you feel it is getting tough, you put that motherfucker down. You're not gonna make progress that way. You're not gonna make progress that way. Trust me, you might make progress, especially if you're a newcomer to fitness, because the body is it's just made that way. Where if you're new to a particular sport or activity, it will it will change. You will see changes that, obviously, positive changes, but that will not sustain anything for much longer than that shock period. And by the shock period, I mean if you've just come from a couch potato to starting to train, there's a short window in which your body is still in shock, and you will probably see progress within the first few months. And if you are training like in this sense where you just pick up weight and just go through movement, you have, your a PT, or you're going through a program, someone's written, okay, do this, and casually do, how many reps, and do this amount of sets, and you combine this with that, you're working through a written program, and you have to think about it. Every single person is built differently. A lot of these programs that are written for people are just guidelines, and they're written not to scare people away. And I don't mean this to scare you, but you have to push yourself, whether it be in the rep range or the set range or the weight part of that. Um, so in a sense, I mean, if you need to put it up in weight, just a little bit or a little bit more, and hopefully if it's an exercise in your spot, be wise and ask for one. Don't be too proud. But yeah, mind focus. I could say a lot more about that, but I don't want to make this too long. Okay, another one. The second one I was going to talk about was commitment. Don't get too shook, especially you guys, man. Play. Commit. By commit, I mean, um, the times I've watched my program, my deadlifts back, and I've seen how I've gone into the actual movement. Now, sometimes I'm taking up to a minute to get prepped up for actually lifting the weight, and sometimes I look down and I shake my head. I shake my head in disbelief, like it's you again, so to speak, or I'm not really sure what I'm thinking about at the time, but it's I've seen it in a few of my videos, and that part of that, all those movements and all those gestures are part of you committing to the actual exercise. So whatever you have to do, whether it be consciously or subconsciously, in a sense, like if you've been doing this for a lot longer, then you just have certain habits that you go through to get yourself plugged in to the moment. So give an example with deadlifts. Deadlifts is such an easy exercise to mess up. Because I think a lot of people just look down on the floor, see the bar, okay, you go down, you pick the bar up and come back up with it. No, committing is making sure you're in the best starting position, the safest starting position for that movement. And if I'm talking about deadlifts now, then you grip that bar, whether you're gonna grip it outside your knee, you make sure you check your grip, your equal distance between the center, equal distance between the distance in between how your arm brushes past your outer leg. If you want to do a sumo squat, you do the same thing for that. You make sure everything is aligned. There is no rush, because if you rush through these things, A&E gonna rush you in months, years from now, but it will come. I don't mean that in a bad way, but you gotta be safe. By commit, just make sure that you're in the strongest starting position to execute that movement. So in the same sense, I'm still on the deadlift subject. You bend down, you make sure your arms are tight. You're not loose. A lot of people like to take the slack off the bar. I've never tried that. I've tried it maybe subconsciously a couple of times, and I'm not going to go into that. But it's just you just move the bar slightly, and then you lose that tension in the bar, and it should be easy to lift. And I don't particularly like that. But anyways, yeah. So with the deadlift, your chest is up. You're looking straight up. Your joints are aligned, and if you look just before you lift, if you can't go sink down low enough with your knees and your lower back and your glutes, then do it just before you lift. But then when you do swinging, you lift and you commit. You're focused. You're not thinking that you're not. You haven't just put your phone down and text someone and just casually just picked up the bar. You haven't picked up, put your hands on the bar and you're looking around and then the chick who's just walked past you. Distractions are good, but you have to be able to switch on and switch off and switch on, and you know the mind is a powerful tool. So are muscles. So you have to start controlling these things and be conscious of what your outside stimulus has an effect on that particular moment. So I'm not going to ramble on anymore. I'm going to leave it at that. Hope that was helpful. Um, Leave a comment. Feedback would be appreciated. And take care.